Welcome to the second season of Kidlet 6. If you're new here, we're so excited you're joining us for this season. And if you were here last season, welcome back. We can't wait to share lots of book recommendations with you. And if you're looking for extra book recommendations, you can go back and watch season 1. Each week, we'll spend 6 minutes together celebrating book birthdays, connecting with authors, and getting lots of great book recommendations. All the books mentioned in the episode are going to be listed in those show notes down below. So if you hear about a book that sounds interesting, you can look down there for all the information you'll need for finding the book. This week's Kidlet 6 book of the week is Frances and the Monster by Refe Tuma. This is the story of Frances, who's been trying to prove her scientific worth to her parents. She's been working on a way that will allow her to go with them to one of their scientific symposiums. And once again, she's told no. And so she's kind of upset about it and sets off. She discovers her great-grandfather's secret and worst invention. Before the monster can destroy her town, she sets off to find it, with her pet chimp and her sarcastic robot tutor at her side. Will she be able to save the town, or will the monster destroy it before she's able to get to him? I want to particularly recommend this book to 3 different groups. First of all, if you are somebody who likes science fiction, you're going to want to check this out. I would also recommend this book if you have an interest in Switzerland, or if you just like reading books with a really strong sense of setting. You'll feel completely transported to Switzerland while reading. The third group is I'd recommend this book for anybody who likes historical fiction. This book takes place in the past, so while it's definitely science fiction, there's a lot of great historical elements to the story. I hope you'll pick up your copy of Frances and the Monster today.
Hi everyone, it's Michelle Kadarusman here, and I'm so excited to introduce my new middle grade novel called Berani. And Berani is set in Indonesia, and it's a story about activism and the environment, family and friendship, standing up for what you believe is right. And it's told in 3 voices, 2 middle schoolers, Ari and Malia, and 1 orangutan, Ginger Juice, who you see on this beautiful cover. So I'm really excited to share it with you, and I'd love to know what you think. And I also wanted to talk about another book called Rainfish, and you might not have heard of this book. It's written by an Australian author, Andrew Paterson, and it's a story about Aaron who gets himself into trouble. And the voice is really unique and amazing, and you get to have an idea of what it's like to live in a small town in Queensland, Australia, and it's beautifully written. I highly recommend it. So that's it from me. Bye.
The day a book first comes out is called its publication day, but it can also be called its book birthday, and I think that's so much more fun, so we're going to go with that. So let's get ready to celebrate a few of this week's book birthdays. First up is Amari and the Great Game. This is a second book in a trilogy, and if you love the first one, you're going to enjoy this one just as much. After surviving everything she got through in the first book, Amari's pretty confident about how things will go this summer. She's completely wrong. She's offered the chance to lead magician kind, but she declines because she's got a lot going on. But someone else steps up and they want the role, and that sets off the Great Game to determine who will be the leader. Next up is Berani, and you got to hear all about this book earlier during our Authors Recommend segment. So not only are we celebrating it with the author today, but today is actually Berani's book birthday. Next up is the Polter-Ghost problem. 1 haunted mansion, plus 2 types of ghosts, plus 3 absolutely freaked out friends, and you have plenty of trouble in this book. These 3 friends are pretty sure it's going to be a long and boring summer. And then they see something unusual. They see a slightly transparent boy with a bad haircut. Where did he come from? In their quest to figure out where he came from, they discover a haunted house. Will the boys be able to solve the mystery of the haunted house? Next up is the Midnight Children. In the dead of night, a truck arrives in Slaughterville, and a family of children move into an abandoned house. This whole thing should be a secret, but the boy across the street sees them moving in and sets out to figure out who they are and where they came from. As he builds a friendship, more secrets are revealed, and soon the kids are in a fight for their lives. The best way to celebrate a book birthday is by reading the book. So head to your local library or your nearest bookstore and get your copy of these books today. The back to school party was an absolutely lavish event filled with tons of food and giveaways. Do you think you can create your own sentence using the word lavish? Try creating your own sentence and then share with us on social media or comment down below. We hope you've loved this first episode of season 2, and we hope you found some books to add to your reading wish list. We'll see you again next week with more recommendations, and in the meantime, happy reading!